All 4 of the Borderlands 3 playable characters have a literal arsenal of gear that they can use to clear all of the content in the game, but what are the absolute essentials for each character and where do you farm for that gear? Today let's look at Zane the Operative. Zane's main strengths lie in his speed equals damage of his blue tree, the clone damage of the orange tree, and of course his purple tree, which gives you the ability to trigger your action skill start and stop effects with a single button push. Now the purple tree is only available with Season Pass 2 or specifically the Designer's Cut DLC. However, as I showed in my recent base game Zane build video, Zane doesn't need the 4th tree to be able to clear every piece of content in the game. As such, use this video to guide you on the best base game options with DLC options listed as the alternate piece of gear. You can also find timestamps to jump quickly between each of the types of gear. So let's start off with class mods. The best all-around option in my opinion is probably the Executor class mod, which is a base game item obtainable from Baron Noggin in the Meridian Metroplex on Promethea. The Executor class mod gives Zane a boost to accuracy handling, critical hit damage, status effect damage, and status effect chance. The most important of those being, in my opinion, the critical hit damage, which is increased by 75% while wearing this class mod and triggering any kill skill. Pair that with the tier 3 skill C in red, which triggers all of your kill skills when you activate an action skill, and you can see just how powerful this bonus is. Also, this class mod can give boosts to the skills Good Misfortune, Violent Violence, and Playing Dirty. All 3 are near the capstone of the already powerful blue tree. And the best DLC option for the class mod has to go to the Sea and Dead from DLC 1, the Moxie's Heist, the Handsome Jackpot. On paper, this is arguably the best all-around class mod for Zane. Whenever Zane damages an enemy with his weapon, he has a chance to automatically activate all of his kill skills and have all of them gain 10% effect bonuses. This is also one of the easiest class mods to obtain in the game, being dropped from Handsome Jackpot in the VIP tower at an astounding 33.3% drop chance, and the Jackpot can drop as many as 5 of these in a single run. This class mod can also drop from literally any other named enemy in DLC 1 as a world drop. Now the truth about this class mod though is it's only a 4% chance on damage to trigger the kill skills, but with the right weapon you'll be outputting a bunch of damage, almost guaranteeing constant uptime on this class mod. This class mod also has the ability to roll the skills Donnybrook, Violent Violence, and Playing Dirty, giving it a bit more overall damage versus the Executor. Up next, shields. Now in the base game there are several shields that are great on Zane, including the Stopgap and the Transformer shield, but my pick for the best all-around option for Zane is the Frozen Heart. This shield triggers a Cryonova that damages nearby enemies and heals the user for 30% of the damage dealt. Pair this with the action skill Start, trigger all effects of shield fill or break annoyment, and Zane can trigger multiple Novas in quick succession while also healing without ever even pulling the trigger. This is great for those moments when you're caught in a long reload. The Nova is very good at freezing mobs, allowing you a quick breather in crazy mobbing areas like the Malawan Takedown or the Slaughter Shaft. You can obtain this shield from Aurelia and the Black Barrel Cellars on Eden 6 at a very nice 30% drop rate. The best DLC option is an absolute no-brainer, the Revolter shield. This bad boy is like the B shield from Borderlands 2 but on steroids. On shield break, your character becomes shock and rage for 15 seconds, giving you a 50% bonus fire rate and 200% bonus shock damage, which also applies to your action skills, melee, grenades, and weapons. While bonus shock damage doesn't sound like it would be that helpful, it's absolutely beastly against most enemies in this game. The shield can also roll 3 passive survivability augments to make it even better. On Zane, the best combination of these would be either triple absorb, triple fleet, triple vagabond, or some combination of those 3, like double fleet with absorb or double fleet with vagabond, for example. The shield drops at a high 30% drop chance from Sumo in the Director's Cut DLC at the end of the first Ava murder mystery quest. Up next we got artifacts. The best base game artifact happens to be the best all-around artifact for Zane as well, the Icebreaker Victory Rush. Now Icebreaker is the prefix on this and Victory Rush is the actual artifact itself. This one is obtainable from Azalea and Jacob's Estate on Eden 6 at a 15% drop chance. You will need to do the Witch's Brew side quest and she is farmable after completing the quest. This artifact gives you a buff that lasts for a full 60 seconds, boosting your movement speed and your damage by 18% each. As I stated earlier, movement speed equals damage for Zane, making this artifact an exceptional choice. I like the Icebreaker prefix for Zane as it deals bonus damage versus frozen enemies to the tune of an extra 50%, and it increases your cryo efficiency by 61%, pretty much guaranteeing that the Frozen Heart shield will freeze most nearby enemies. Bonus points if you can snag one that rolls the cryo damage and movement speed passive skills down at the bottom as well. For DLC artifacts, there's some great options, but I would either use a company man or a toboggan, and for the purpose of this video I'll go ahead and just choose company man since we'll be using toboggan probably on one of the other characters later on. The company man is obtainable from the director's cut DLC from any named enemy, but it's a guaranteed drop from Hemovorus the Invincible in Darkthirst Dominion, which is located on Pandora inside of the Ascension Bluff map. The company man is a great manufacturer specific item, boosting multiple stats for that particular manufacturer. For Zane, the Vladov company man or the Doll company man would be the two most useful in my opinion, and you'll see why once we reach the weapon section of this video. Ideally, you want to roll boosts to damage, mag size, and critical damage, but fire rate and reload speed are good options as well. Now, depending on which skills this thing rolls with, some of those skills have a maximum percentage assigned to them, meaning that some can never have a 50% boost. Mag size and fire rate, for example, will always be maxed at 40%. If you want to learn a fast and easy way to farm the company man, then check out my guide linked on the screen right now. Some will think that grenades on Zane are not important at all because Zane, if using the 2 skill tree option, won't be able to throw grenades, but Zane has multiple ways to deliver grenades without even throwing them. The clone and the drone both have options to deliver Zane's active grenade mod. Then there's duct tape mod in the orange tree that allows Zane to literally shoot his grenade mod at enemies on his first shot after a reload. So Zane does very much benefit from choosing a grenade mod wisely. The best base game grenade option being the piss grenade. This grenade mod will debuff enemies, causing them to take 20% increased damage for 6 seconds. It can also clear status effects from the user, but that's not really super important for Zane. Best usage scenarios on Zane are to have the clone throw this via fractal frags, which triggers on kill skill, and the aforementioned duct tape mod allowing you to apply the debuff while shooting at enemies. The piss grenade can be obtained from Sloth and Conrad's Hold on Pandora at a 15% drop chance. Now for the DLC grenade option, I'm going to just be honest with you guys, there's not that many great ones. Maybe the Mesmer, but honestly I would just stick with the piss grenade. It is the best all-around option for Zane. On to the weapons. Now since Zane has 4 weapon slots, I'm going to give you 4 base game options and 4 DLC options, starting with the base game first. In the first slot, I'm going to go with the Sandhawk. A clone focused Zane will gain massive damage by putting this into the hands of the clone via the orange tree capstone skill double barrel. Clone absolutely shreds with this gun, and Zane himself can get excellent damage as well. The Sandhawk drops at a 16.5% drop chance from Katagawa Jr. in the Promethea map Atlas HQ. Slot 2 would be the Grease Trap. This pistol is obtainable from the cartels, which is included for free for all players now. This one, however, is only for people using the clone and double barrel capstones. Without those, this gun will be relatively useless for most characters. The trick with the Grease Trap is to always keep it switched to the alternate fire mode of Hot Grease. The clone will always shoot it in the primary fire mode of Firestarter. This combo allows you to douse enemies in grease and clone to ignite them. This results in massive damage to even the tankiest bosses. A suitable pistol replacement for base game would be maybe the Maggie, but it really can't match the broken overpoweredness of the Grease Trap. The Grease Trap is obtainable from Roaster or Tenderizer or even Joey Ultraviolet. It's an 11% drop chance from the first 2 and a 6% drop chance from Joey. Slot number 3, I'm going to go shotguns here, and the best base game shotguns for Zane are the Hellwalker and the Butcher, but for Zane I'm going to lean towards the Hellwalker because once again the clone can do some hilariously wild damage with it. Also, it's really fun watching the clone shoot and reload so fast. The Hellwalker can be obtained from Road Dog in the Splinterlands on Pandora at a 10% drop chance. The 4th and final weapon slot for the base game goes to the Backburner. This launcher is an absolute killer. I highly recommend a shock one and pair it with the Transformer Shield to make yourself resist the shock damage and absorb your own rockets back into your ammo supply. This gun is your get out of fight for your life tool, and if you're new to Borderlands 3 and need a comparison from Borderlands 2, this launcher is kind of like the Norfleet, but it's more focused, so closer to maybe a shock Topnia, I suppose. The Backburner drops at a 16.5% drop chance from Agonizer in the Guts of Carnivora while you are on Mayhem 6 or higher. And the 4 DLC options I would put on the top of the list. In slot number 1, the Light Show. Absolutely zero surprise to anybody who's ever watched me play Zane. The Light Show is my all-around favorite weapon on him. High fire rate and pair it with mana focus, and I can keep the projectiles packed extremely tightly, making this like a more powerful Borderlands 2 Infinity pistol. It's also extremely easy to farm from Laserdactyl and the Bounty of Blood on Obsidian Forest, having a 33% drop chance. Add a clone active ammo regen anointment to this and you will never run out of ammo. In slot 2, the Anarchy Shotgun. This is one of my favorite weapons in all of Borderlands, a reference to Gage from Borderlands 2, but unlike with Gage, you do want to reload this weapon. Ideally, just stand by a vending machine and shoot this thing, reload it 10 times to stack rack up max damage, then refill your ammo at the vending machine and just go murder everything in sight. At max stacks, which again is 10, this thing will output 1,379% bonus damage. It is an absolute beast. In slot number 3, I'm going to put the Soul Render. This is my absolute favorite weapon in all of Borderlands. The Soul Render is an assault rifle that shoots out homing skulls that deals splash damage at 20 times the base damage of the weapon. So for example, if you have a Soul Render with a base damage of 26,000, that means the skulls will hit for 500,000 splash damage each. You absolutely have to get this in full auto to maximize the damage output, and look for the anointment that boosts damage while action skill is active or after it ends, since you can keep your clone and drone up almost non-stop, or you can trigger action skill in non-stop with your Mantis cannon. The Soul Render has a 15% drop chance from both Tom and Zam in the Guns, Love, and Tentacles DLC in the Heart's Desire map. And the final DLC weapon slot has to go to the Plasma Coil. Now, while I rarely use this gun, especially on Zane, its power is undeniable. This gun is basically an SMG version of the Norfleet from Borderlands 2, but it's laser accurate. Some might even say that it's broke as hell, and I would agree with them. After a charge up, it's Malawan after all, it shoots a 16 round burst of elemental orbs that deals splash damage. And yes, it's probably even stronger than you're imagining right now. The only trade-off to this power is the cost to obtain it. You have to do Arms Race to get this thing. That's right, Arms Race from DLC 5, the Designer's Cut, is the only way to obtain this bad boy. Well, that and the Diamond Loot Room if you happen to have a spare diamond key. If you're playing as Zane, it has a 13% chance to drop from these chests on the map, or about a 6% chance from the final boss. But just getting it to drop from the chest in Arms Race is only the beginning. Then you have to successfully extract it from the map in order to use it. Arms Race is relentless and punishing, so if you do succeed and you get this thing extracted, do not feel bad about using this weapon because you earned it. There is absolutely a ton more great pieces of gear for Zane that you can use, but these are my must-haves, and I hope this list helped you on your road to building your own perfect Zane. If you enjoyed this video, then please consider subscribing and leaving a comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.